We're supposed to be getting in the 50s.
Ooh.
I think Sunday or Saturday. So you'll be beginning of your week. You'll probably be in the 50s.
Okay.
So it'll melt all this away, but and the funny thing is, this might be the worst week of the month, and that's it, or the year. This might be the worst it gets in the winter, and it's done.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, my friends are starting to call me a jinx because last year, the week of my birthday, we had Snowmageddon around here last year, as they called it.
You said Snowmageddon.
That's what they dubbed it. They were like,
I've been called.
Yeah, they were just one of my supervisors called it that. It was like Snowmageddon because I think we got like 6 or 7 inches last year. So I worked from home for a week because of course Charlotte was shut down. So I mean, like it snowed, it came, and we were like, all right, so we chilling. So they dubbed it Snowmageddon, and it was the week of my birthday. And then this year on Monday they started talking about it. So everybody was like, really, Lonice? Your birthday again? And y'all going, we got ice. And I was like, hey, this year I wasn't snowed in for my birthday, so I'll take it.
Right. But with they're talking about franchising Dez Bryant, and then he texts back saying this could get ugly.
Really?
Yeah, man. They talking about franchising Dez Bryant, which will give him about $13 million, and then somebody texted and said, "Man, this could get ugly." Then he retweeted it. Yep, this could get ugly. I was like,
"Oh Lord."
Yeah. When I posted the article in the Facebook group, and that's what I said. I was like, "This could be trouble." You can't.
Yeah.
There's certain players that you just either you're gonna need to let them go into free agency, or you need to cut them a check. He's one of those guys because if you franchise him, he's gonna give you a fit.
Cleveland's got cap space.
Who's that?
A lot of teams got a cap space for Dez Bryant. They'll make cap space.
Oh yeah, they'll make cap space. Yeah.
I mean, arguably Dez Bryant. Think about it. Arguably, Dez Bryant is top 10 overall player in the NFL. Overall, top 10 overall. Mm-hmm. He's probably the second.
He's at the worst, he's a top 5 receiver. At the worst,
top 5, top 2, top 5. I mean, I can't. Calvin Johnson, just from a physical standpoint, I mean, and it's not like Calvin Johnson was healthy. I mean, think about it. Dez Bryant rarely gets hurt, plays hurt, puts up the numbers. But I'm saying, Antonio Brown is. Yeah. Antonio Brown is probably good. Also, probably, somebody that's taking advantage of the system, like a Wes Welker or whatever. Give him his credit; he can ball. But you're not gonna find a lot of Dez Bryant just walking around. I might can find another Antonio Brown. I can't find another Dez Bryant. That's just ridiculous, dude. They don't sign this man. Just get that man his $40 million and call it a day. Let's just go. That's just crazy. And then they said
DeMarco Murray get his money?
No, but
they can't. That's the thing. They can't sign both of them.
Well, what they said is, if they do the $13 million on the franchise, they said that's actually going to hurt DeMarco Murray because it takes more cap space away. They said if they negotiate they said if they negotiate a back-ended contract for Dez Bryant, give him a $40 million signing bonus, and then give most of the rest of his money on the back end, then they can sign DeMarco Murray. But other than that, I mean,
so they might end up losing both of them.
Well, no, they can't. Here's the thing. You need to decide. Personally, they need a running back because they haven't been good without the running back. But, I mean, you can just figure out if you can get a serviceable running back somewhere else and sign Dez Bryant. Because, again, if you franchise Dez Bryant, you have a disgruntled Dez Bryant on your hand for an entire season. That's not helping your progress.
No, it's not.
So he's one of them dudes. You either love him or leave him alone. You got an option, but there's only two.
And then they tried to trying to lowball him a little bit, like a Deshaun Jackson, almost talking about, oh yeah, we're concerned about some of his off-field incidents that we really hadn't talked about all year. And Stephen A. Smith went ballistic today.
Yeah, he did.
He was just like,
he's like, y'all gonna bring that up now?
He's like, I'm getting sick and tired of this crap. He was like, every time somebody up for a contract renegotiation or, leave for free agency or something like that, or they leave the team, he was like, all of a sudden they're a problem. He was like, all of a sudden, Des Bryant is a problem. He was like, you didn't hear about none of this all year long, all year. He's putting up numbers, carrying the team when the team didn't have the running game. He was like, and now he's a problem. He was hot about that, boy. I couldn't blame him, though. I agree with him.
Yeah.
They got to stop doing that craziness, man. That was crazy. But yeah, they got everybody. Look, the free agency, man. They talking about it was talking about the old veterans. It was like they don't know some of these old veterans not gonna have any jobs, boy. There's like Reggie Wayne, Lance Briggs, Peanut Tillman. It was like, I don't know where these cats gonna land. They said they're gonna be putting, but if they do land, they're gonna be probably playing for the minimum. I was like, damn, how far we've come.
Hard out here for a film.
Hard, dude. Hard, boy.
Don't worry. I'd take an old Reggie Wayne on Cleveland.
Hey, what you talking about? You need a quarterback. Yo, Brian Hoyer's waiting on he waiting on the phone call from the general manager.
No, they're not giving him no money. What's gonna happen is these texts are gonna come out, and the way they're gonna be typed up is gonna say, what it should say is, Jimmy says, if Ray Farmer was smart, he should have texted. Jimmy says, when is Johnny gonna play? If that's what I would have did. Jimmy says. How
about I would want you to have not texted at all?
No, if I'm Ray Farmer and I'm smart, he should have said, Jimmy wants to know when Johnny's gonna play. I would have put that all over in the text. That way, when they come out, do what I'm told.
I'm just doing what I'm told.
Doing what I'm told,
boss.
Man.
Boss. Text boss. Boss, you want me to text boss?
I'm about that action.
Oh boy.
Right.
Oh boy. What little
team?
So what are you going to do? What are you going to do at quarterback? Johnny's chilling.
Well, he'll be out conceivably before the season starts.
That ain't happening. Reading that playbook right now. Well, maybe he's reading the playbook right now.
I think in rehab you're allowed to take reading material. He might not be able to throw. He might not be able to throw, but you can take reading material to the.
If my quarterback is sitting in the corner of a room shaking and shivering right now, no way.
Okay.
There is no way you can rely on that man.
Easy with him and shaking and shivering.
Damn.
I'll be God.
Damn.
He in rehab.
He had a drinking problem, dog. Relax.
Damn.
Looking like Sandra Bullock in 28 Days.
No, he's not Gia. I mean,
that's terrible.
Easy.
That is so terrible, Jay. That's bad. He said
shaking and shivering in the corner.
Shivering.
Is he bashing his head up against the wall too? I mean, he's doing all of that.
I just know if the Browns don't use up this cat money, I'ma scream.
Well, don't y'all have that grievance with Josh Gordon going on too? Ooh, y'all are a train wreck. I swear, y'all are a train.
Our grievance.
I know, and it's sad because the NFLPA want to file grievances for somebody that don't want to do right, alcoholic, drug addict. But then when it's time to stand up and do the right thing,
I don't think he does alcohol. I think he just does drugs. Like he smoked weed with his crack.
Last time for alcohol.
The weed.
He got popped this last time for alcohol.
I thought he got popped not for the alcohol, but because he said some of his teammates that were on the plane put some drugs in his alcohol. I thought that's what we had going on. Because it's always somebody else's fault. It's never his.
He and Michael
he was sitting around and having secondhand smoke from the weed.
No. That was the beginning of the season. We're talking about this last one that got him suspended for the year.
No, that was alcohol. It was alcohol.
But according to his letter that he wrote when he lambasted Chris Carter and Stephen A. Smith, he was on a plane partying with some of his teammates, and they were smoking some stuff, and they had put it in his drink, and that's how he got the positive drug test.
instead
I'm
of
just telling you
defending,
what he told us, what he gave to people.
I don't
I
believe
told
it.
people, I said Josh Gordon gonna make you respect Ricky Williams more and more every day. Ricky was
Ricky
like, I'm
Waters
smoking.
too.
Ricky
Ricky
Williams was like,
Waters.
I was about to say, Ricky Williams is like, I'm smoking and that's it. I'm smoking and that's it. I'll
I'm
sit out.
smoking, and I'm gonna take a
I'll
year
just sit
off
out.
because
I'll just sit out and I'm gonna go grow it. I'm gonna go read about it, study it, grow it, get my feel.
And don't you go to Miami and talk bad about Ricky Williams.
and
They
then
love Ricky Williams.
and then come
his
back
weed.
and then come back to the NFL and ball out for a couple of years and then retire.
Then
But
retire
I'm telling you,
and go smoke
Miami
more
don't-
weed. That's
And then
what Ricky Williams do.
Go do photography, get married, and chill
I'ma
out.
go over-
Josh Gordon, you need to call Ricky. Just go ahead and just sit it out for a couple of years. Get your feel in.
Right,
your feel.
that's true. At least Ricky was honest. Even Ricky Waters.
Ricky was really honest.
Ricky Waters. For now, how's it go, Lonice?
For who? For what?
who?
Ricky Waters.
For what? For who? For what? And I want you to know, after we got off the air that night, I Googled, searched for that clip for 45 minutes. It's not out there. You
I
can't
couldn't find it either.
That's
You
a lot.
can't find it.
I looked
There
too,
are
I couldn't find it.
There are articles about the clips. I found the radio show in Philly for their anniversary. The guy that actually talked to Ricky Williams and got the quote, but they don't have the clip of the quote. I was like, come on, y'all.
I searched for 20 to 30 minutes looking for it myself after the show.
I
was like, I gotta see it.
I was gonna post it for the people.
At least you knew where he was coming from.
Yeah, he was real with his. And even though now he says he regrets that he ever made that statement, that's just what he's famous for. That's what we know him for. For who?
Alligator arm.
That, and then he was bullying kids on his high school football team in Florida. That didn't go over well either.
Hey, but nobody remembers that because they all remember for who, for what, for who, for what.
Right.
That guy.
I think the Browns. Man, back to the Browns. I think they're gonna try to take Mariota. And
How they gonna get Mariota?
What are y'all
gonna do? Gonna trade your whole team?
They want to try to trade up, or a team that doesn't need them. Or since Tennessee got a.
No, they don't.
Well,
no,
this
they
is
don't.
the Tennessee
Don't do
Titans
that.
got Zach
Don't do that.
Mettenberger, and they have a feeling that they're gonna give him a
The
shot.
dude with the ponytail?
No, that's Charlie Whitehurst.
Oh.
They're gonna cut him.
Not
I think
the
they're
dude with the
gonna try to
ponytail,
stick
really,
with this
Pete?
Mettenberger cat.
I just remember a dude
with
with the ponytail playing for them. I just don't
that
remember.
look like Jesus.
You remember more than I do about who their quarterback is in Tennessee because I'm not sure who that is.
Zach
Yeah.
Mettenberger is gonna be their future.
I don't even know who fills that position anymore.
I was about to say
In
Jay Locker.
Tennessee.
Jay Locker is one of those free agent quarterbacks out there. He's done with him.
Anyway,
Yeah, Tennessee is
Either
not
way,
taking
it's
it.
bad.
what's y'all's
Tennessee
draft?
is not
We need
taking
to. What's wrong with
Jason,
Brian Hoyer as a quarterback? I don't understand what's wrong.
Jason, what's y'all's draft pick?
I think
Yeah,
we
look.
have
I'm gonna look it up.
12.
If y'all that far back, y'all ain't getting no Mariota. Just don't even get your
But that's
vote.
the thing. We got to try to trade with somebody that doesn't. The thing is, we don't have assets to trade with, other than more picks from years coming up. And in Cleveland, if you trade a draft pick, they get mad.
As
They
well,
love
they
draft
should, because
picks.
y'all aren't doing anything. Well,
Well, the problem is that we don't do nothing with the draft picks we got in the first round.
well, that's true.
Justin Gilbert and Johnny Manziel. Womp, womp, womp.
And what Josh Gordon first round too?
Josh Gordon was supplemental draft.
Yeah, he was.
First round,
Remember,
if anything.
he barely made it into the league.
Oh, that's right. That's
Right.
right.
And Josh Gordon came back for one game, and he wasn't interested.
No.
He wasn't interested. He was interested in the weed.
They should have just let him be suspended. And then wait, but here's the thing.
Should have never brought him back.
Here's the thing with his grievance that touches me is that he says the Browns should have informed him that his continued tardies could lead to a suspension. Sir, sir, and I'm gonna use the term loosely because I really want to cuss right this moment when I read that.
I'm not.
I want to cuss, but I won't because we're live on the air. But let me say this: hey, stupid, it's your job, okay? I'm gonna need you.
You just told me.
I'm gonna need you to come to work. What makes you think that not showing up on the regular on time to your job wouldn't lead to some form of consequences? Oh, by the way, because you're already walking a thin line because you can't stay off the weed. I don't know. Why are you stupid?
I know what's sad is that.
Grievance. That's his
he ain't
grievance.
even got it. But the funny thing is, he doesn't even have his money yet, and he act a fool before the money. That's when you know you a fool. That's when you really know you a fool. When your agent is like, you could have at least signed a long-term deal and then acted a fool. You want to act a fool in delay your money.
Yeah, but in football you can't. But in football you can't get away with that crap, man.
And the thing with Josh Gordon is that he's doing the regular people stuff on a big stage.
he call him everyday people.
You know what
he do regular everyday people's type of ignorance.
You know what?
On a big stage every time he get in trouble.
We should call
you know what I'm talking about.
We should call Judge Judy and Judge Maybelline and bring Josh Gordon in for an episode. That would be great to see Judge Maybelline.
I would like
Judge Judy and be sitting there to the defendant, Josh Gordon.
I would like to see him with Joe Brown.
Josh Gordon, the pro receiver for the Cleveland Browns, is here.
You know what I would like to see?
He wants back all of his money from agreements.
If you know what? If Josh Gordon's weed man, if he was late and unreliable and undependable, I bet you Josh Gordon be like, man, when I call you, I need you here right now.
Right.
He'd be like, man, I'm sick.
Right. You need
man, I ain't make it.
Hey Jay, I'm done with the Browns, man. Let's just get on to more important shenanigans, like Jim Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh.
Hey,
they
quit me. They quit me.
They quit me. They told me to go. Like,
we all knew that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like he's telling the business, like, dude.
Well, you know, the 49ers had released a statement in the beginning and made it like, you know, it was a mutual agreement. They said it was, you know, both of them had agreed to part ways and so forth.
Right.
So,
yeah.
You know, Harbaugh was just like, yeah, they lied. That's not what happened at all.
Answer this question. When in the history of the pros, in the history of any sport, has there really been a mutual agreement from a separation of coaches from a team?
Hey, I don't know.
Jimmy Johnson.
That wasn't mutual. Come on.
Jimmy Johnson said, I can't.
Never.
No.
Johnson said, I can't mess with you no more, Jerry.
Like a decade?
I got to go.
He didn't talk to Jerry Jones for like a decade. That wasn't mutual.
What I'm saying is, Jay, mutual as in, like, we mutually say good night to each other we say, hey, good night, and we actually mean it. Like, I mean for you to have a good night, and you mean
like,
for
you sound like good night, go jump out your
window. You know
window.
what I'm saying? You mean for that to happen. When I say have a nice day, Jay, you really, really mean, and I mean that. For me to say, I think I'm going to agree to leave the Cowboys, there's reasons why Jimmy Johnson left the Cowboys that are not pleasant. And I was like, I've never heard John Fox leave the Broncos in a mutual agreement. Because they didn't want John Fox no more. That's what the mutual agreement was.
Because again, Jimmy left the Cowboys and then he didn't talk to Jerry Jones for like 10 years or something stupid like that.
Mutual agreement.
That wasn't mutual.
It was mutual agreement to trade Doc Rivers to the Clippers.
Joe Madden.
Doc Rivers ain't want to be in Boston no more. Cats do not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ain't no such thing as mutual
Joe Madden.
Joe Madden was ready to roll, and they did not want to pay that man.
I'm tired of these cheapskates.
I'm tired of these cheapskates. Cats don't want to come to the game. The tickets ain't but $5. Nobody want to come to the game.
I've been to a Tampa game. It's it is worth going.
But I'm saying,
nobody
but
goes.
Cats don't support them Florida teams. My point is, I have never heard
That's
a
funny.
real mutual agreement in sports. Cats just leave for reasons, most of them unpleasant. And so, killing me.
Right. That's like saying there was an amicable divorce. What?
Right. What?
What?
It doesn't.
Right.
You do realize that they're divorcing for a reason, right?
Right. Please understand that is what we call an oxymoron. Heavy on the moron. Heavy on the moron.
Heavy on the moron. Yeah, talking about something. They quit me. Give me a break. Oh,
yeah, we already
man.
knew that, Jim. You didn't like. It wasn't like he made up some great story. It shouldn't have been. I was like, breaking news. Really? That's not breaking news.
Did you?
Well, somebody. I think First Take brought up that Michigan should feel mad or disrespected. I'm like, man, Michigan is just glad to be there. They're just like, yep.
Man, Michigan glad he said yes.
Yeah, they don't. Quite frankly, Michigan is like the side chick. I really don't care why you left your wife. I'm just happy you did.
Right, yeah, I'm just glad you're here.
I'm happy you're here. I'm glad to be in the conversation. I don't really care that you might not stay.
Yeah, Michigan, like, I'm glad we got a shot. We got a shot.
Yeah, and you know,
a shot to get that paper.
Michigan's like the side piece. I know you might not stay forever, but I'm happy you're here right now. I'm gonna love the one I'm with while you're here.
What about
Yep, Michigan was like, yep, I'm cool with that.
So Peyton said he's coming back, man. Peyton Manning is coming back.
Yep. And Jason Giambi.
I mean, don't all jump at the same time, everybody.
Okay,
hey, what about A-Rod?
No, wait, hold on.
Yeah,
before we get to A-Rod.
Just go from Peyton to A-Rod. Hold on.
Let's stop it.
Let's talk about
okay, Pete. Nobody's jumping for joy or whatever because surprise, Peyton Manning is coming back. Who thought he wasn't? Who thought it was a real chance he wasn't coming back?
So everybody around here thinking I'm gonna retire. Hell no, I ain't retired. Hell no, I ain't retired.
Right.
Right.
Omaha.
I run Omaha. Not Gary.
Omaha.
I'm back.
Kubiak. Who the hell is Gary Kubiak? Omaha. Damn it. Omaha.
I know John Elway told Gary, he said, Gary, look, I know you got some health issues, but Peyton got the offense. All you gotta do is just chill out, man.
You listen here, Gary. You listen here. Don't you cross this line right here in practice. This line right here. This line is the offense. I got this.
I hate you.
Omaha, damn it. Peyton Manning is like,
I hate you.
Omaha. Gary, you stay your butt right over here. Don't cross this line in practice. Don't even come in his room.
Omaha, stop it.
Man, Tom Izzo was so mad at this one play. He put his hands in his face and squeezed his face so hard. When he took his hands away, his whole face was red. He had red marks on his face. He was so pissed.
Wow.
This kid overplayed a pass and gave up a 3. He was hot. These cats be getting mad. Speaking of college basketball, sorry, Jason, the biggest rivalry in college sports comes on tomorrow night. Carolina and Duke.
You mean in college basketball? Yes.
No,
absolutely.
college sports. In college sports. Carolina and Duke basketball. Sport. Freaking Ohio and Michigan. Ohio State and Michigan. Please. At least, because when one of those teams not good, they beat the hell out of the other team. In Carolina Duke, you get one blowout every 10 years.
Yeah, it's hard to find a blowout with that matchup.
Michigan just started being really trash.
And the last 4 years, they haven't won, not even been close. Not even close. Come on, man. You done made me do a Chris Carter.
That's because Brady Hoke's. That's Brady Hoke's fault.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
Brady Hoke's fault.
Hey, Brad Daugherty coached Carolina, and still the rivalry was good. So, I mean, not Brad Daugherty, Matt Daugherty.
Matt Daugherty. Yeah.
Matt Daugherty.
I was gonna say we got somebody different.
Nah, Matt Daugherty. What I'm saying is Matt Daugherty was terrible, and the rivalry was still good when he coached them.
Because he got recruits on the name only.
Hey, that's fine. It's Michigan.
Whatever gets you there.
And Ohio State. Urban Meyer didn't recruit those guys in those first 2 years. That wasn't his boys. That wasn't his guys. But he's Urban Meyer. It doesn't matter. Carolina Duke, baby. I told you, friendships have been broken up. Cats will be friends. Cats will come in. Cats used to come in on in the fall semester, be friends all the way to college basketball season. Carolina plays Duke. Cats be like, "Oh, you a Duke fan? I didn't. What the? Get out my house. Get out my house, dude. You've been drinking, eating my food for the last 5 months. Get out my house."
Under false pretenses.
See, in Ohio State, Michigan, that stuff's talked about up front. They try to get
That's
you.
my point.
You try to figure somebody up front about that. You don't find out later. You know, you be like, "You Ohio State, Michigan? Oh, you Michigan? You on that side?" I understand. I understand. We can be cool, but just so you know. So.
And why did Skip Bayless try to throw in Redskins Cowboys? So that's the biggest rivalry.
He did. I was like, what are you talking about?
Redskins Cowboys.
I'm still trying to figure out what's the big deal. I mean, the only ironic thing to me is that it's Cowboys in India. That's the only thing that's ironic to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, is that what it is?
Oh my God! I hate you so much now, Jason.
Man.
Oh my God, I hate you so much right now.
Cowboys and Indians.
Oh jeez, really?
Y'all didn't think about that? Y'all never thought about
that? But nobody talks
about
about
what it's all about.
Nobody goes there.
No, it's
you
not.
Went there. You went
that's
there.
That's not what it's all about. It's a very good rivalry when the teams are good. Even usually when they're bad, it's a good rivalry.
He's got a point because Redskins beat the Cowboys last year. I mean, he's got a point.
But think about it. They're never good at the same time for me.
It's not even the best rivalry in football.
Right. It's not even.
They've never been good. They've never been good at the same time in my lifetime. Think about it. When the Redskins were winning Super Bowls, the Cowboys were garbage. When the Cowboys were good, the early
90s. Late early 90s. Remember Redskins won in 91 and then the Cowboys won. I mean, the Cowboys won 94. Those whole teams were pretty good. Early 90s.
But they weren't good. They were only, I really can't even think about in 90, who were the 93, 94 Redskins that were good?
That team that won in 91 on the back end that was falling off. I mean, but that's 91. That was when the Cowboys still weren't good yet. They were good in they were good in 93. That was when they first started being good. So they've never been good at the same time overlapping. I've never seen it. It's either one is good and one is not. But what I'm saying is, the only other thing I can think of, I mean, you got to stick with college, is just like Connecticut and Tennessee when Pat Summitt was doing her thing against Geno. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they always played every year, regardless if it was Kentucky, Louisville. I mean, there's a lot of things. Auburn, I mean, even in football, Auburn and Alabama. I mean, I mean, that game is a must-see every year because it's, at least one or two of those teams are always in the mix, top 6 or 7. Sure. So, Skip. But Carolina and Duke tomorrow. I'm sure it's going to be epic again.
Yeah.
They're hyping it up.
So we're not going to talk about A-Rod sending that letter out?
Yeah, you can talk about A-Rod all you want. I'm telling you right now, I'm telling you right now, the Yankees, they don't even want this dude. They don't even want him. They pretending.
You know what they want him? They want that.
They want a mutual agreement. They want a mutual agreement.
A mutual parting of the ways.
Right. A mutual agreement.
They want him to be trash.
No.
Right. They want him.
They want a mutual agreement because what they want him to do is to go away.
Leave.
That you don't have to go home.
They want him out.
You have got to get the hell out.
But let me ask you this: do you think if he's trash, like really bad in spring training, that they will really cut him and say, "Look, man, you think they're gonna do it? Because they still got to pay him his money, don't they?
They gonna have
if
to
he's
pay
trash,
it doesn't matter. And they're gonna pay him. They won't. I mean, because the only room they have for him right now was DH. They don't have any room for him.
But
they want him to they want him to tear an Achilles. I'm telling you. They're like, thank
and
God.
a hamstring.
Right.
And a hamstring. We need to make sure you don't ever play again. I need you to pop a hamstring and rip your Achilles.
I hope his cleat gets stuck. I hope his cleat gets stuck in the grass.
Wait, and that's just on the right leg. If you could tear one of them L's in your knees on the left one, that would be perfect.
Right. They want his cleat stuck in the ground. That's what they want.
Finished. Here's my thing with the Yankees and the Hall of Fame and all of this stuff. Look, baseball just needs to accept that there is this era where it was okay to use performance-enhancing drugs because you didn't have a policy in place, which has always been my argument. You can't go back and retroactively punish me for some stuff that you thought was okay that I was doing to begin with.
I'm not here to talk about the past.
Right. There's no policy.
And Sammy Sosa. Okay.
So go ahead. Right.
Okay.
So put the boys in the Hall of Fame. Stop being stupid and put the boys in the Hall of Fame.
No, habla English. Okay.
Put them in the Hall. Put them in the Hall. But now, here's my question. When you put Sammy Sosa in the Hall, do you go with dark-skinned Sammy or do you go with bleach-skinned Sammy? Which bus goes in?
Okay.
Which bus goes in? Dark-skinned Sammy or light-skinned one?
We're going with the bleach.
We're going with dark-skinned Sammy.
No, it's bleach because it's cheaper. We got to darken that thing up. It costs money. Darken that thing up.
They don't have to use the bronze, right? They can
They can use
paper mache
pewter,
or
white
plaster.
Pewter. Yeah, plaster. There you go. Plaster. Okay.
I want dark-skinned Sammy.
Steroids?
I want dark-skinned, chunky Sammy. I don't want like right damn near white skinny Sammy. I don't want him.
Can we end this real quick with Zach LaVine?
Yes. Let's talk about the little Zach LaVine boy. Yes, he was refreshing.
What Kenny Smith said he wasn't even worried about it. He wasn't even worried about it. I was
no.
That dude went behind his back and was gliding in the air.
Behind his back.
Not even worried about it. He was like, look at this. He's not even worried about it.
Like Lonice said, that dude was gliding. And I was like, you right.
But he just had a hard time making the connection.
Oladipo, that 540 Oladipo did now.
That was nice.
If he would have hit that the first time, that would have been.
Sure. What you mean the first time? How many people doing the 540s?
Yeah,
I understand that. The thing is that everybody was like, "Whoa!" If he would have just made it the first time, it would have been a tighter race.
Yeah, because that was
a tighter race. He got a 50, Jay. What you talking about?
They gave him a 50 even though he missed
on that 540.
On the 540, he got a 50.
Nobody's done a 540 in competition.
I was thinking
competition. Even though he got
a 540 in that. Even though I get what you're saying, though, Jason, because they still gave him the 50 for it. But as from a fan's perspective, if you don't hit that the first time, once I know what you're trying to do, the thrill is gone. When you go up, like with LaVine, because that was part of the impressiveness, again, like for his first two dunks that he did behind the back, is that he did it behind the back and he came down with authority and he nailed it the first time. Because as much as we love Vince Carter's dunk going between the legs and all that stuff, had he missed it the first time, the dunk would have just been okay. Because I already knew what was coming.
So let me slightly disagree with both of y'all one more time.
When you hit it the first, but the
when
thing
you
is
hit
that when you hit the first
Lonice,
time, it's more impressive.
I get it. You're right. But it was still a 540.
I didn't say it wasn't good. I just said.
I'm telling you, nobody's ever look.
I know that.
Lonice. Nobody. Okay, so that's the point I'm making. I don't give a damn if he tries 6 times. Nobody's never done a 540. 540.
It's not like they cheated him. He got the 50 points for it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was going to say also too, when you think about the very first dunk contest, you had a lot of dudes coming from the ABA. Also, like Dr. J. Mm-hmm. That's what they did. That was their thing. So it was more of they were, I guess, better suited for the showmanship of a dunk contest because that's how they played. Players are different now. But you can still find the guys that appreciate the dunk contest and the skill set. For example, like Levine, because obviously he practices at that craft, and he's got that natural gliding. I'm walking through air because it all looks so effortlessly. Like he could have been asleep. and it would have been okay. Like he made it just look, as Pete said, he made it look easy. It was just effortless. And I was like, this guy is awesome.
Yeah, he took it serious. He looked like he really
like some
serious.
other people it looked like they were trying harder. It was a little bit more forced, but he did it with ease, and he really did make you feel like you were watching dunk contests from the 80s and the early 90s, where you were just like, yeah, now if we can get 4 more dudes just like him, the dunk contest would be back.
But the three-point contest was what the old dunk contest used to be this year. The three-point contest is
now the three-point contest
what the dunk contest was.
They had all the big marquee guys in the three-point contest.
But you know what?
You could tell the difference too between the arena from the three-point contest to the dunk contest. Even the energy during the three-point contest was
everybody knew it was. They knew it was a marquee event. Everybody.
Yeah, it was higher for the three-point contest than the dunk contest. But I think with Levine, if he comes back to defend his title, which he's 19, so I think he probably will, and he really likes dunking. If they can get some more people along his level I think next year it might be different, because people are now going to anticipate what he does.
You know what though? The whole three-point contest though. To be honest,
I don't like the money rack.
Well, no, but people. Okay, so let me say this.
But that's been around.
Let's say that.
No. It was just, this is the first year they did a full rack of money balls.
Yeah, and that's what I said. But let's not get it twisted. Like, this year was an all-star cast, but we've seen that before. It's just that we hadn't seen, just like the dunk contest. We just ain't seen it in a long time. Like, Bellinelli won it last year, and nobody knew who Bellinelli was. Right. And then you added all of the top stars. They probably say, because thing about shooting is it's not too many ways you're going to injure your elbow shooting. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the stars are not going to. But what I'm saying is, back in the 80s and the 90s, you had Larry Bird and Chris Mullin and Craig Hodges. And, you had what they would consider the top three-point shooters, Tim Legler. All them boys was in this competition.
Steve Kerr.
It was just so nasty with Larry Bird. Larry Bird used to just whip that ass. It was simple as that. And then Craig Hodges had his 2 years. Remember Craig Hodges came in with the he wasn't on the team, but he was the defending champ, so he wore a USA jersey. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Jay, he didn't have a team, but he had to defend his title. He wore a USA jersey.
Yes, sad. That was one of the weirdest things.
Oh my God, man! I was like, this is hilarious. Craig Hodges out here got cut. He's still coming to the 3-point contest. I was like, this is terrible.
I like it though. I ain't mad. It's like, I'm over to defend my title.
Yeah. But the money rack. It's the same amount of points. I don't know why it's 30 points total.
They just moved the balls. They just moved it from
30. It's
the
more
end of each rack
now.
to the.
How is it more points? It's 5 racks.
It's 5 racks, but the money balls count 2 points.
So, but before that, it was 5 racks with 4 balls with a money ball.
Right. Yeah. But now there's an entire rack that's nothing but money balls. So that's 5 balls. So that gives you 10 extra points right there.
Right. I don't
actually, technically speaking, you get 5 extra points because there's 5 more balls on the 4 more. It's not. Think about it. If you got 20 balls, it's 20 basketballs. 4 racks of 5. That's 20. Then 10. Then 5 plus times 2 is 10. That's 30. It's the same amount of points.
It's the same amount. They just moved them from the end of each rack to
it's
one
the same
whole
amount
rack.
of points.
Because they still have money balls at the end of each rack. It's more points because they said it might not be a whole lot, but it's more than 30 points because they were like,
I'm gonna take your A&T education from you.
No, you're not, because when I when I watched it, they clearly said it's more points this year because of the money rack. Something else they said. I can't remember how many points it is.
How many racks is it? It's 5 racks of balls, right?
It's 5 racks of balls.
Okay.
Yes.
In the previous competitions, you had 4 balls in the money ball. That means 6 points per rack.
Yes.
6 times 5 is 30.
Yes.
Okay. 4 racks with 5 balls is what? 20. 10 times 2 is plus 10 is 30.
But you still have the money balls on the other racks. So again, Pete, I think it's like 30.
So they have money balls on the other rack?
Yes.
Oh, that's terrible.
They still have the money balls. That's what I'm saying. They still have the money balls at the end of the regular racks, and then there's a rack of nothing but money balls. So it's
that could be true. I don't remember, but that could be true.
I thought when I saw them shoot, I thought it was just all 5 balls, and then they just had the money rack. But
nope,
okay.
It still has the money balls at the end, so it's more points. I think it's like 36 points or 34 points.
Why
it's not a
ton. Do that. That was unnecessary.
Exactly. That's my whole. I was like, I don't understand the purpose of this.
That was unnecessary.
But they did. Yeah, I didn't. That's why I was like, they can take that away because I don't like the extra. Because then they were like, oh, you can get more points, and they were talking about breaking No Boy's record and all this other stuff. And I was like, well, of course they can.
So you got 8 extra points. So you get 8 extra points.
Yes, I'm like, of course you can break No Boy's records because you can get more points now.
4 extra. I should say 4 extra points. Yeah. All right, man. It's late.
Yes, it is.
All right, y'all. Yep.
All right.
All right, y'all. We'll holler at y'all later.
All right. Later.